Welcome to Spine Chillers and Serial Killers. Emma's got the haunting, shadows in the night. Becky digs the crime scenes, tales of bloody fright. Tash just sits there wide-eyed, did that really occur? Laughing through the chaos of the creepy and absurd. Spine chillers and serial killers, where the ghosts meet the crime scene thrillers. Spooky, funny, strange, but true. They've got a nightmare just for you. Don't look behind you.
Hello and welcome to this week's Spine Chillers and Serial Killers. I'm Tash.
I'm Becky.
And I'm Emma. Hello.
Aloha.
Hey.
Oh, Becky.
She sounds so far away.
Far away. We're having some technical difficulties and there's a huge storm outside my window. So, yeah, this might not even get recorded. Who knows?
Who knows what'll happen, but we're trying.
We're trying our best.
And do you know what God loves? A trier.
He does. He does. She does.
Oh, she.
She. Why not?
Why not? They. Ooh, rebels.
It's how modern they.
So modern.
So modern, babe.
I've got big news.
Go on, tell me.
I'm getting a dog.
Oh.
His name is Bruno.
Bruno. I like it. Becky, do you still exist or?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I just didn't want to speak too much. But yeah, I'm loving the sound of Bruno.
So we have to say Bruno because I don't want everyone to sing, we don't talk about Bruno. No. So I've made him Italian.
Yep.
Do I have to nod my head like that when I say Bruno?
Yeah.
A Bruno.
A Bruno. And
A cappuccino with the Bruno.
we chat GPT'd a load of like nicknames for him, so he's going to have really fun nicknames too.
Oh, brilliant. Tell me some.
Bruzilla.
Bruzilla, nice.
Yep. Brunatic.
I like that.
Yeah. Brewdog. B-dog.
B-dog.
Yeah, so my cousin's dog's called Boris and I call him B-dog. Brew Bear.
So that one is taken.
Oh, see, yeah, that would be my go-to.
Yeah.
Just Brew.
Brew, yeah. He's going to have all sorts of names. So his middle name's going to be David.
Bruno David.
Bruno David.
No, hang on. A Bruno David.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Bruno David.
Bruno David.
Because I really wanted a dog called David, but obviously we're rescuing him, and so he's already called Bruno, and it didn't feel fair to change his name. I know you can, and I know lots of people do, but I think he quite suits his name, so it's fine.
He did look like a Bruno.
Oh, he does look like a Bruno.
No, he looks like a Bruno.
A Bruno.
Yeah, but a Dave after a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Bruno. Oh, when's he coming?
So I'm not 100% sure. So we've got the home visit, hopefully in the next couple of, next week or so. And they'll just come and check that our fences are high enough and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he has also got to be castrated.
Oops, snip.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Bruno's balls are gonna go.
A bad day for Bruno.
That's all obviously included in part of your donation
fees.
and adoption fees and everything. So, and they get that done. And actually, I think that him having that recovery before he comes here, I think would probably be ideal. I don't kind of want him
associating you with ball ache.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So in my head, I expect within the next month, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how long all this takes. So that's exciting.
Oh, Bruno, he won't be able to agitate his bags anymore.
He won't. But that's okay.
No. Yeah.
He can lick the empty sack.
He can. The little empty coin purse.
Yeah, lick the empty sack. Nice.
Trouble puffs. No more trouble puffs. Oh, bless him. Well, that's brilliant. And
I know, it's very exciting, isn't it?
somebody who works in animal rescue every single day, every hour God sends at the minute, thank you for rescuing a
Oh,
pooch.
do you know what? I feel like, obviously, this is something I have been talking about probably for about a year, wanting to adopt a dog. And I feel like we were waiting for Bruno, and that's why we haven't done it before.
That's often the case.
And everything has lined up. Like, our first appointment, they don't normally have a Saturday one, and they happen to have one free, and we had no plans, and I didn't have work and everything. And then he met Poppy in the week, and they were like, she was so unbothered by him. She was just like, oh, somebody else to annoy me then. Go on then.
Am I bothered?
Yeah, literally, like, oh, you're trying to hump me. Please don't do that. And, yeah, they were just great. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that all the stars seem to have aligned for Bruno.
Bruno.
Thank you.
We are not. How was Kofu?
Oh,
Corfu.
Corfu was good. Yeah, it
Yeah?
was really lovely. It was really relaxing. It was just 4 or 5 days of doing absolutely nothing apart from deciding who was going to walk to the bar next.
Was it warm?
Yeah, it was warm. Got a little bit of a tan.
Bit clammy, bit moist?
Not quite clammy and moist, but definitely tanned.
What about your flange? Did it get a bit sweaty?
My flange didn't get sweaty, no.
Okay, good.
I did find the nudist beach though, and I saw 4
Willies.
vulvas and 2 penises, and that was fun.
Sounds... that does sound a bit clammy, actually, to be fair.
I went for a little walk on my own and saw the nudist
beach
written all over the rocks, and then I thought, well, I'm here now. So kept on walking. But then obviously at some point you have to turn back, but you don't want to do it too soon because then it looks like you're just going for a look. So then I just
for
a
quick look. Like,
at one point, I just kind of stood and looked out to the sea and was just sort of stood there.
You know.
Lovely penisless water.
Yeah, with my foot on a rock
penis full
and like
water.
my hands on my hips, like looking out to sea.
And then did you scuttle your way
so
past
many
again?
And I walked back and
Was it a walk, a quick pace, or a scuttle?
It wasn't a scuttle, it was a saunter.
Oh, Tash doesn't scuttle away
It
from...
was a leisurely
from
walk
anyone.
along the beach, you know. I was enjoying the scenery.
The scenery.
Yeah. And
She looked at Willie's
4 like
and vulvas.
I love the confidence
Vulvas.
of them. I love that people have vulvas. I don't want to get involved with it.
I
But
don't want to get involved with people's vulvas.
what did baffle me about the nudist is when I'm sunbathing in a swimming costume or bikini, or sometimes even more covered just outside, I am aware of my positioning and how to look semi-ladylike, you know. I would love to sit legs akimbo in a comfy position, but that's not deemed as ladylike. These people,
Don't care.
naked, don't care. And I would love to have that element of not giving a shit.
Are they a bit older, though?
They were all a bit older, yeah. So, yeah, that was exciting.
Oh, I've got one more thing to tell you before we start. This is hilarious. I don't know if you guys ever, when you talk about the podcast or anything to do with the podcast, you realise that you're actually terrifying the person you're talking to because it's in like, you can actually see the exact moment that they realise you're a fucking weirdo.
I've
that
not
ever
had that
happened?
reaction.
So I've definitely had that reaction during this week. So one of the mums at school that I'm friendly with, we chat. Obviously, with the Ed Gein documentary on Netflix has been, which is a pile of shit, by the way. If anybody watches it, none of it is true.
I know. When we was watching it with Noel, he was like, "Did that?" I was like, "No, the girl wasn't even like part of the story."
Well, they've taken bits from like Psycho, and they've like basically just blurred a load of different things together, haven't they?
No, because they've put Psycho in there and Silence of the Lambs and Texas Chainsaw Massacre because those films did use Ed Gein as inspiration, which is fine.
Right.
The actual story of Ed Gein, I'd say a good 60-70% of what they're passing off as fact is not true.
Oh.
And that poor woman, Adelaide, the woman that's portrayed to be his girlfriend, and that never happened. And she's portrayed to be a complete fucking psycho in this, and it never happened. She's just a normal person. Anyway, it annoyed me. By the by, so because Ed Gein is out on Netflix, there are loads of posts about Ed Gein, and my friend, from school mum friend, had seen a post about Ed Gein saying, he did all these horrible things. And she comes up to me and she goes, "Oh, Emma, I saw a post on Facebook talking about this serial killer and he made a skin suit. Oh, I can't remember his name." And I was like, "Oh, it's Ed Gein." And she was like, "Yeah, that's it." And I said, "Oh, he didn't actually kill that many people. He mainly dug them up. And then he was making himself a woman's suit. And he had like a boob corset and he had gloves made out of skin and he had a nipple back." And I could see, the more I'm talking about this to her, she's like, "You know a lot about this. You are very well informed about this person." And she's like, oh, okay, so you know then. And I was like, yeah.
I didn't really rate it very much. I thought the first few episodes were all right, but then I kind of got bored. I've not finished it.
It's a pile of shite.
I've got the last episode to finish.
I just found like the last few episodes I was a bit bored. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because I said when we were watching it, he started killing all these other people, and I said, no, he only killed 2 people.
And potentially his brother.
That was proven. Yeah. I said, yeah, the other one's possibly, but...
But I felt him killing his brother was an accident, wasn't it?
We don't know. He never confessed to it, so we'll never know. The babysitter never killed a babysitter. She did go missing. It's a proper true crime case, but it's never been linked to Ed Gein.
I mean, they obviously have just done it to like dramatise it and glorify it, haven't they?
If you want the truth about Ed Gein, listen to our Ed Gein episode because me and Becky nailed it, and that's all fact. Fact. He didn't ever have a corpse of his mother in a rocking chair either, and he didn't have sex with dead bodies, not proven. It's all... I find it very upsetting when they kind of try and make these serial killers or monsters sympathetic. Do you see what I mean? Because at the end, you almost feel a bit bad for him.
Well, it's just, it's glorifying, isn't it? And it's making us like, like the Ted Bundy thing, like that whole series was like to make us like fancy him.
Well, they did, what's his face?
Zac Efron.
Dahmer. Jeff Dahmer.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer with that guy from that thing.
American Horror
Story. Yeah. Anyway, rant over. But yes, I could see the more I spoke about Ed Gein, the further away this person was moving.
She's like, who are you?
Oh, you actually... she was like, oh, I've got a fun fact, Emma will enjoy this. And then I'm just like, yeah, and he did this, and he did that, and he did this. And she's just like, fucking hell,
we're in
man.
the school playground.
Shall we not?
Turn around, there's a load of kids like...
Nipple?
A belt of nipple?
Okay, I'm going to start because Becky's having technical difficulties, so she's charging up her headphone microphones.
Oh, Becky, that was a close call there. Who saw what you had for dinner?
Sorry. I do have knickers on.
And a moist flange, probably.
Not at the minute.
Oh, no, Becky's got a snazzy flange.
Snazzy, sparkly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a moist flange at the right time.
At the right time.
Yeah, this now's not the time. I don't want to be moist while talking about ghosts and murderers, please.
We've just been talking about Ed Gein. I don't think she's got a moist flange.
No.
Right, come on, let's do this.
Okay. So, because this episode is coming out near around Halloween, kind of, I thought I was going to start a new series because I haven't done one for a long time.
Woohoo!
And this one is a very, very famous haunting. So here we go. Get comfy.
I am.
For part one. Spooky season, it's all about the spooky Enfield Poltergeist.
Have we not done this?
Nope.
That's insane.
Specifically never done this one, but we're doing it now.
I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm ready.
We're heading to one of the most famous haunted houses in the world. Again. But this time it might be, actually, possibly one of the most haunted in the world.
Maybe.
Every week it's the most haunted in the world, but this is pretty fucking haunted. This one takes us to England. We're going back to 1977 to a little council house at 284 Green Street, Enfield, North London, for a new spooky series, The Enfield Poltergeist.
Dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
The house.
Yeah.
Oh no! Give it a scratch. Get a biro in there.
Oh,
little
no.
biro lid.
And you get your little finger in there and go.
I had a maths teacher that used to pick his ear out with a biro lid.
Oh,
Ella.
horrible little man.
He was actually a very smelly little man. He was called Monsieur Louis.
Oh, did he lick it?
And we used to call
Did he
him...
do that?
He used to
was-
get in the bin. We had a really sexy maths teacher, didn't we? Do you remember, Becky?
No.
Or maybe he was a science teacher.
My science teacher
Anyway.
over here had like bottle thick glasses and he looked really nervous whenever I went near him.
Oh, that's wrong.
Do you not remember him?
But I think that's who I thought was sexy. Did he have hairy arms?
Yeah!
It's really sexy.
See, this is why we're such good friends. Our taste in men is not the same. Never the same. All three of us, all different
Anyway.
tastes.
Right, here we go. So this house was just a perfectly ordinary semi-detached house. You'd walk past it without a second glance. Unless, of course, you heard the furniture moving itself or a deep, growling voice coming from an 11-year-old girl. Yeah, we're diving straight into that kind of nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get involved.
Go on.
Deep in it.
Deep in it, go on.
Get in, moist flange.
The Hodgson family. So, Peggy Hodgson, a single mum, doing her best because honestly, raising 4 kids alone, tough job.
Hard.
Preach it, girl.
Shout out to all the single mums out there, superheroes.
Especially me.
Definitely you.
Tash. Especially.
She had 4 kids. Her kids were Margaret, 13, Janet, 11, Johnny, 10, and Billy, 7.
You can say all of those in a London accent, please.
I can't do accents.
Tash can. What are the names
Go on,
again?
do it.
Janet. Janet!
Margaret, Janet,
Yeah, but
Johnny.
I've got an Essex accent, which isn't dissimilar to a London accent.
Go on
Yeah,
then.
put a
just do
bit of like
do a bit of
extra
Cockney.
London on there.
Yeah, but Enfield isn't Cockney.
Just pretend it is.
I don't know if I can do a Cockney. Pound of apples, Janet, come over here.
The apples surprise me a lot.
I wasn't expecting you to go full market Tash.
It's the only version of get out of my pub. Yeah. Just all I could think of was the market trader.
I love market Tash.
So, Margaret, Janet, Johnny and Billy. At first, life on Green Street, pretty normal. Then one night, Peggy heard some strange noises coming from the kids' room. A sort of shuffling. Oh, I kind of went a bit London there. Sort of shuffling.
Yeah.
A sort of shuffling around.
Different part of London, though.
She went up to tell them to...
Shuffling around.
She went up to tell them to pack it in and go to sleep.
Pack it in, you lot.
Yeah, that's enough of that. However, the shuffling continued in front of her, and it was clear that their kids were not doing it.
Ooh.
She thought back to the previous night, when both the girls had been annoying and giggling, saying that their beds were moving by themselves. I'm not sure I would be giggling if my bed moved by itself.
Me neither.
But they were. She, of course, had shouted at them to behave. Behave! Like that.
Yeah.
But now, she wondered. No, she pushed that thought straight out of her head, turned the light off and left. But the girls kept on giggling and chatting, and that shuffling sound was still happening. Peggy went back in, really ready to let them have it. But just as she was putting on her go the fuck to sleep voice...
Oh, aggressive.
I know.
All right, Peg.
What was that? You know, that's what she does. Go the fuck to sleep. She was putting that voice on. The chest of drawers started sliding across the floor towards the door. All three just stared at this large piece of furniture, exiting the room, as if it too had had enough of the naughty children. But then, terrifyingly, it started to move back into the doorway. It became clear that it was trying to block the exit. Fuck that.
I can just imagine them all sat there just like staring at this furniture just going towards the door.
Yeah. And then coming back, kind of trying to place itself in the doorway. No, thank you.
Maybe it was like, I've had enough of this. And then when it got to the door, it was like, actually, I'm not finished. Let's have this argument right now.
But I can imagine Peggy going, and you can fucking stop it too.
Yeah, get out of my
Probably.
bedroom.
I imagine she gets to that point in the story. She's not quite there yet. At the minute, she's thinking, what the fucking hell is going on? So Peggy, panicking, tried to push it out of the way, but she couldn't because something invisible was pushing it back. Janet, Margaret and Peggy managed to rush out of the bedroom just before the door was fully blocked. And then started the knocking, 4 knocks at a time, resonating throughout the house. Like that.
That's quite scary.
That was a good sound effect.
And I knew you were doing it.
It sounded like it was coming from inside the walls and moving around the house constantly. Peggy grabbed her 2 of the children who were fast asleep and blissfully unaware of what had been occurring and took them downstairs. She wanted to flee the house. She thought of going to her brother's house who lived 6 doors down. But Janet pointed out that they would most likely be fast asleep at this time. Janet looked out of the window and said the neighbours were still up. Peggy and Vic. It's another Peggy.
It's a common name.
They referred to Peggy as Peggy next door, as to not get muddled with Peggy, the mum.
That makes sense.
So we've got Peggy and Peggy next door. And so, in their PJs and dressing gowns, they trudged over to the neighbours. They told them everything that they had witnessed, and of course, Vic's first thought was that it must be some local kids playing pranks. And so he said he'd go around with his son and look around. Good old Vic. The minute they entered the house, they heard the knocks in the walls.
So it's escalated quite quick, hasn't it?
I mean, it's gone full on knocks.
Yeah,
and
straight away.
Straight away, boom.
There's no easing it in, was there?
No. They looked everywhere, inside and out. No one was there. Peggy came in and said that the only thing she could think of was to call the police. And so, 2 officers showed up at the residence. The 2 constables entered expecting a domestic disturbance, but instead they were greeted by 7 people, all looking terrified. Peggy was the first to speak. She explained the shuffling noise, the moving chest of drawers, and the knocks. Then Vic said that he had heard them too, and couldn't find an explanation. And then, as if on cue, the knocks started up again.
Oh, in front of the police?
Yep. The police searched the entire house, checked the plumbing, because they're thinking, that's pipes.
Yeah, obviously water makes a massive knocking sound.
Yeah. Well, when you get some hair.
I think, maybe the pipe's moving around. Blub, blub.
And upon entering the living room again, they both witnessed a chair being dragged across the room by an invisible force. Both police constables. Needless to say, they made a pretty sharp exit, saying that this was way beyond their capabilities, and said that they'd keep an eye on the house when they were doing their rounds. But, there was no crime being committed, so there was nothing they could do. The family all piled in together in the living room that night. Needless to say, they didn't sleep much. The next day, just getting over the events of the previous night, things started flying around the room. Bits of Lego and marbles were thrown around with great force, and some just fell from the ceiling as if they had fallen through the floor upstairs. This Lego throwing lasted for over 3 days, and Peggy was completely over it. She had no idea what to do, but she was getting desperate. The marbles and Legos that were thrown were all burning hot. Let's face it, does not surprise us anymore, as I now consider us all poltergeist experts. And we know that when stuff gets thrown, it's most usually hot. Don't we?
We do.
Yes, we do. We know that.
Yeah. Peggy next door suggested calling the press. The Daily Mirror, in fact. They would surely know what to do. And sure enough, they sent over 2 reporters. The reporters stayed a long time, but of course, nothing happened. Then, just as they were packing up, the blitz of Legos and marbles began. The photographer quickly grabbed his camera, only to be smacked right above his eye with a sharp piece of corner Lego.
Ouch.
The photo he took did not show the flying object. They did, however, show the family members in front of him, and no one had moved to throw anything. The impact left a large bruise on the reporter's face that lasted for weeks. Sensing a good story, a senior reporter from the Mirror also went to visit the house, and he listened to everything Peggy had to say. He explained that he suspected a poltergeist, reassuring them that they usually don't last long and wouldn't hurt the family, but that he would contact the Society of Psychical Research, as they would definitely know what to do. He contacted them, and the secretary gave him the number of Maurice Gross, a member who had been pestering for a case in the London area for months, even becoming quite annoying. The reason for his desperation was the sudden death of his daughter, Janet Gross, and the mysterious signs that had happened before and afterwards. He believed that Janet was trying to send him messages, so different Janet. There's 2 Janets and 2 Peggys, yeah?
Yeah.
So he believed that Janet was trying to send him messages, and as any grief-stricken parent would, he wanted to do everything he could to understand the paranormal and the afterlife. And so, as soon as Maurice was asked, he left work immediately
Maurice?
and drove straight. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Da, 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 da. I don't know why that came into my head.
It's because of Bruno.
No.
But it's not the same country. But
Bruno is very different. Bruno is Italiano. Maurice is French.
Yeah, Maurice is
Belle's
crazy old Maurice.
yeah.
And so, as soon as Maurice was asked, he left work immediately and drove straight to the Hodgsons' house. As he entered the residence, the fear was palpable. The family had hardly slept for 6 nights now, and the tension was thick like a fear-fueled fog. Maurice spoke to Peggy and reassured her best he could that this sort of thing happened a lot all over the world, and eventually it would go away. And he asked her to become an investigator herself, writing everything that happened down and who was in the room at the time and as much detail as she could give for each event. He was hoping that in doing this, she would stop being so frightened and put her practical mum of 4 hat on and help him to try and understand what was going on. Everything that was happening was textbook poltergeist, and he remained convinced that the family couldn't be making it up, as they didn't even know what a poltergeist was. Janet called it, what did she call it? A polka dice. That's what she said.
Oh,
like
bless her.
polka dots and a dice. Polka dice.
No.
Maurice, for fuck's sake. His name is Morris, not Maurice.
It's because when it's written down, you want to read it as Maurice.
Yeah.
And also, poltergeist is hard to say. I understand, Janet. Poultrygeist.
Yeah. Now to do with chickens or dice.
Okay.
Or polka dots. Morris was successful in calming the family down, and it also seemed to appease the poltergeist, who behaved itself for a few days. The only instant of anything spooky happening was with one of the daughter's friends. She had stood in the bedroom doorway and some books had flown off the shelf straight at her. Morris took note of the event, but deep down thought the teenagers might have been exaggerating and would wait to see if he witnessed something similar with his own eyes. He didn't have to wait long. The 8th of September 1977 was the first time Morris Gross would witness the poltergeist with his own eyes. He was on the landing upstairs with 2 journalists from the Daily Mirror. They heard a loud crash coming from the girls' room. They entered and found Janet crying. The chair in her room had been launched in the air, spun around, and had fallen to the ground with a clatter. The men calmed the girls down and put the chair back, but an hour later the exact same thing happened. This time they saw it happen and managed to get a quick photo of it as it floated back to the ground. This time, though, Janet did not wake up. In fact, she was impossible to wake up. She seemed to be almost unconscious. Then the knocks returned. Heard by both the photographer, the journalist, and the paranormal investigator before falling quiet. Morris drove home around 3:30 a.m. that night, totally convinced that this case was the real deal. The next day, as he arrived at the Hodgsons, the poltergeist was in full swing. Marbles and Lego were being thrown about, with all people in plain view. A drawer on the TV unit slid open all by itself. The door chime started swinging with anyone near them. The toilet door opened and closed 4 times in a row. A mug of water appeared out of nowhere in the middle of the kitchen floor when nobody was in the room. And a cardboard box flew off the table as Janet walked past. Pretty creepy shit, though.
That's quite a lot of things.
That's a lot of stuff.
I tell you, and going back a little bit, I'm so glad that it all kind of happened in front of the police.
Yeah.
Like, that the police were like, there's nothing, what's going on, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, like, swinging their batons. And then, like, nothing happens. They're like, well, don't call us again. That was naughty of you to get us out for nothing. And then it all kicked off again. I'm so glad they saw something.
Oh, absolutely. And they actually are key witnesses in this whole investigation. And one of the constables, I can't remember her name, we probably get to it later in the story, she has never retracted her story, ever. And this is what gives this case so much, what's the word I'm looking for? So much credit, so much credence, so much...
I know what you mean. I'm not quite there with helping you with the word, though.
No.
So much...
There are so many witnesses and credible witnesses. I mean, we're talking 10, 20, 30 people. And it has discredited the people that have talked about it. Morris Gross ruined him. People took the piss out of him forevermore. This policewoman, everybody on the force was taking the piss out of her. But she stood by it. She never changed her story. So that's why I think it does give this story a lot of, oh, actually, this is quite terrifying.
Yeah.
So we're back to the cardboard box that had just flown off the table as Janet walked past. Now, from the beginning, it seemed that little Janet was the epicentre of all the activity. Gross never completely blamed her for the activity, but he also couldn't rule it out. But some of the things just didn't add up. He couldn't understand how Janet could throw marbles without moving her arms, or make them boiling hot, or throw them in such a way that when they fell to the ground, they didn't roll or bounce, they just stopped immediately.
Well, marbles are made for rolling, really, aren't they? Drop a marble, it'll roll away and under some furniture.
But these would just go boom and stay exactly where they fell.
As if they'd fallen into sand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not an easy thing to do, especially when you're not moving your arms. Later that day, the kids were taken home from the park by Peggy next door's father. So it's kind of community where everybody knows each other, everybody's family is close, and so Peggy next door's dad taking the kids back from the park. Janet went straight up to her room and immediately shouted to him to come and look. A chair from her bedroom was balanced perfectly on top of her bedroom door. The man, this is so creepy, I don't know why, but things balanced on other things freaks me out. Like, unnaturally.
It's horrible.
Like, the kids are not doing that, are they? So.
No.
Is it because you're jealous because you can't balance things?
Maybe.
You'd love to be able to balance a chair on your chin.
You fucking weirdo. The man, at first, when he got upstairs, he was like, oh, come on, you did that. But how could she have? She'd called out straight away. And the chair was balanced in such a way that only a push of a finger was enough to send it flying to the floor. It seemed a bit far-fetched to think a little girl could have done that in a matter of minutes. Janet came downstairs and fed her fish, replacing carefully the lid.
It's important to feed your fish.
Well, yeah, you got to feed your fish.
They need feeding.
And she replaced the lid carefully when she'd finished. She then walked into the kitchen and the lid of the fish tank flew off and landed a few feet away from the tank. Annoyed by the previous accusations, she stated, well, I couldn't have done that, could I?
Yeah, go on, Janet.
Yeah.
Give it what for.
Go on. Go on. And no, indeed, she could not have done. Nonetheless, Gross asked Peggy to keep a close eye on Janet, explaining that it could be messing with her mind, making her do things that she's not even aware that she's doing.
Well, if there's one thing we know about poltergeists, they love a teenage girl.
They do, especially when they're about to flower.
It's giving pedo ghost, isn't it?
It is. It is
Pedophile. Pedo. What's it? Hold on. Pedogeist.
Yeah.
Poltergeist.
Words are hard at the minute.
Peggy replied by saying she had been worried about Janet as she seemed to have changed. She wasn't the same little girl that she was before. And that, yes, she certainly would be keeping a close eye on her. The story had made front page news in the Daily Mirror. And although they had been careful not to give any names or addresses of the property, a radio show called Nightline managed to track the family down and invite them that same evening to be on the show. They did, and the audience was enthralled. Peggy and Morris spoke from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m, and people were understandably flabbergasted.
Their flabbers were gasted.
Thoroughly gasted. The thing is, with this case, as crazy and unlikely as it sounds, these people were down-to-earth, hard-working people. None of them had time to think up such ridiculous ideas as flying Legos and moving drawers. You couldn't help believe them when they spoke. Morris drove Peggy home after the radio show, and in front of her house was another reporter who worked for the BBC's Radio 4 programme, The World This Weekend. She had only been in the house 2 minutes when a chair went flying across the room. She kept her cool and continued to interview Peggy and Mr. Gross until daylight. She then went on to speak about the case on her programme. Guy Playfair, another member of the Society of Psychical Research, who knew Morris, heard the programme. And he felt really bad because Morris sounded exhausted. And although he had no real desire to intervene, he couldn't shake the feeling that he should help. So he called Morris and asked if he needed help. And of course he did. He said, he was like, yes, please come, because this is freaky as fuck.
Help me.
So Guy Playfair enters the story of this weird and bizarre case and is in fact the author of the book I'm using as a source. So I can only imagine that he is in for a wild ride. End of part uno.
Well, that's
Uno for
exciting.
Bruno.
I have to say that this is one of my favourite horror stories.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
it's very
Like
exciting.
ghost stories, yeah.
Horror case, my darling. Horror
Yeah.
case.
It's one of my
Ghost case.
favourites.
Paranormal case.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's good shit.
I'm excited.
Am I telling it? Am I doing it good enough?
So far, so good, babes.
Yeah.
Fantabulosa. So there we have it. And spooky as it is, not Jeff the Mongoose spooky.
It's no Jeff, is it?
It's no Jeff
My
the
name's
Mongoose.
Jeff.
My name is Jeff. But what was very exciting is me and Noel have just watched all of the Annabelles, the Nuns, and Conjurings in order, of the date. Because if you go online, they tell you what order to. It's all like mismatched. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4. Because some of them go back in time and stuff. So we've watched it in order. So it was really funny. Because one of the first ones that we watched was like the 2023 one. And then it goes back to one that was made in like 2009 or something like that.
The Conjuring covered the Enfield Poltergeist, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah.
But also, a load of shit. The Warrens had nothing to do with the Enfield Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Were
I've
you
heard
there,
that.
though?
I mean, I know my fucking ghost stories, and I know that The Conjuring, although it's a scary film, and I enjoy it greatly, it's a pile of shit. Compared to the true case.
Compared to the truth.
The truth is not the truth.
I'll tell you the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
What's that from?
A film.
A film. A film.
A
Just a
film?
film.
Film.
A film. Oh, and Emma, by the way, Youngblood was lovely.
Oh, shut up.
He's so nice looking in real life.
We're 12, you pedo.
He's only 7 years younger than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Go on, get involved. Wee.
Yeah, that's all right then, is it?
Oh, I think your flange was moist and clammy then, wasn't it?
Oh, it was very, everything was moist because it was so hot in there. Like,
Yeah,
ridiculously
But most
hot.
of all, your flange. She's not denied it, though.
No, did I? There was the two tallest men in the whole of France were obviously either in front or around us so that we couldn't see.
Did you
very
tell him to
well.
move?
I asked one to move slightly aside. But and then the other one was behind us, but the actual massive giant, biggest man I've ever seen in France, and there was a baby Hagrid.
Oh.
The baby Hagrid.
Yeah,
What
he was.
me?
He was just not as tall as Hagrid, but everything else was Hagrid. Very, very Hagridy.
See, that annoys me because my husband is extremely tall, and if we're in a crowd, he's always extremely aware that he needs to go to the fucking back.
Yeah.
Is he really tall?
Yeah, Ben's really tall. He's over 6 foot.
Babe, that's not really tall.
He is really tall.
6 foot.
Over 6 foot.
Over 6 foot.
Over.
You see 6 foot? He's over that.
I don't feel like his height shocks me.
But then your first husband was also massive.
Sorry, my first husband.
Well, I'm getting ready for the next.
What is that, babes?
First, yeah. Your ex-husband was like 2 meters tall.
Your ex was also very tall, so maybe you have a disproportionate idea of what is very, very tall.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm tall, and I go up to Ben's shoulder,
Nice.
so he's tall.
He's tall.
But he's polite, and he goes to the back of the blue room.
He's tall but polite. If there's anything they say about Ben, is that he's tall and polite.
He is very polite. He's a very nice man.
I've always thought that he was very tall and polite.
Polite. Have you met my husband? He's very polite.
Oh, so polite.
And tall.
We've said polite too many times. Polite sounds weird now.
Over 6 feet tall.
Incredibly tall.
He'll never block your view, though. Oh, no.
I know. Too polite for that.
Oh, absolutely not. He will make sure I can see, and then he will move to the back.
Such a polite man.
My husband just walked by the door earlier when I was going me, 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 and then he's just
Did you
walked
show
by
his
again
willy?
when I was going over. So he thinks I'm normal.
No,
I don't
he
think he
does
does.
not. I don't think he does.
And my husband is also over 6 feet tall. 6 foot.
6 foot tall, there you go. So there we go. We've got very tall men, and is he polite?
No, he's not polite.
Oh.
He's very rude.
He's
and
French.
And when he laughs, he goes, oh. No, he doesn't.
And often there's a scene with a baguette.
Oh, yeah, sacre bleu.
We can say this because we lived in France.
Yeah, and it does. I do annoy my husband with the whole sacre bleu because apparently they don't say that.
They literally never say that.
No, but they do go, oh la la, oh la la, oh la 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 la. Oh, and their little mouth farts that they do. How do you know if a French person doesn't know anything? They mouth fart. They go up.
Whenever I come back from France, I do that again.
Yeah.
Shabbat. Oh, they'll pout. They pout a lot when they speak. They're like, maman bébé. Oh, le mon chéri.
See, my husband doesn't do that because he's so tall and very polite
And polite and British.
Very British. Very British. British. Not like a Bruno.
It's Italiano.
What a pile of shit comes out of our
Are
mouths.
you keeping this in?
Yeah.
I'm
Right,
sorry,
come
everyone.
on, let's do this.
Right, let's. I'm gonna
I've
do
actually
it.
got
I'm gonna
some
do it.
broth I need to go sort out.
So my story, because this is coming out near Halloween. Mine is also Halloween themed, kind of. My story starts on a quiet October evening in 1992. So I was but a toddler.
All right.
You were a child too, Emma.
I was 9.
And so in the small town of Oil City in Pennsylvania, for once a nice easy town for me to say, Oil City. So this is a place where people still left their doors unlocked, which I find like every single one of my stories starts like this if it was based in the 80s or 90s. Why weren't people locking their doors? I mean, as well, in America, surely like a raccoon could get in. I don't know. I just think they have a lot of big rodents.
Raccoons can open doors. Raccoons can.
They have little hands.
And mongoose.
Yeah.
Mongoose, yeah.
They have
Little
opposable
hands.
thumbs. Right.
Creepy fuckers.
Yeah. So for 12 years, Shauna Howe was the heartbeat of her family. She was the kind of kid that teachers described as sweet, polite. Didn't know we were going to use that word again. And always trying to help. She sang in the church choir and she collected stickers.
Oh, I love stickers.
So do I. She still watched Saturday morning cartoons in her pajamas and did all the little cool 90s kid stuff. She was in every way a child of the 90s, innocent, trusting, and unaware of the darkness that was about to close in around her. It was the week before Halloween, and Oil City was buzzing with excitement. Kids had already hung paper ghosts in their windows, and plastic pumpkins glowed on porches. The air smelled like damp leaves and cold cider, so proper like spooky season activated.
Yeah.
Americans do Halloween right. It always looks super
so
cool.
Much better.
Super jealous of
So
their
much
Halloween.
better. Yeah.
Shauna was looking forward to the annual Halloween parade, one of the biggest events in town. And for a 12-year-old, it was everything that she just loved. Costumes, candy, and the joy of being out after dark with friends. Naughty, naughty.
Feeling cool.
Yeah. So on the 27th of October 1992, Shauna put on a costume for the Girl Scouts Halloween party.
Oh, Girl
And she'd
Scouts.
chosen to go as a gymnast. So she put on a sparkly leotard with white tights and a lovely bright smile to match. Her mum, Lucy, remembered her daughter twirling around in the living room and posing for a couple of photos before heading out. And on her way out, Lucy warned her, as mums often did back then, stay with your friends, honey, and don't walk home alone. I think, this is a bit hazy a bit, but I think Lucy, the mum, had to go to work as well. So while Shauna was out at her little Halloween party, I think she went to work. But she was going to be back by the time she got back.
Okay.
So it was just a simple, ordinary warning. The time that you don't walk home alone, stay with your friends. The kind that you give a child 100 times. But that night, it would be the last thing that she'd ever say to her daughter.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh.
that just makes your stomach drop.
Oh, no, it's
'cause
awful.
It's just your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
The party ended just after 8, and it wasn't too far from her home, but it was a good few blocks away. Shauna was supposed to walk back with her friends, but the plans changed. Her friend that she meant to walk home with, the parent came to pick them up early, and they had to go to somewhere afterwards. For some reason, whether it's just how the 90s are, or what, she just didn't drop Shauna home. She just took the kid and left, and then Shauna had to walk home by herself. A little bit. I mean, she wasn't to know, but...
No, of course not. Of course not.
I totally would be like, no, you can get in and I'm going to drop you off at home.
Yeah, exactly. A different time.
It was a different time. And then the other friend that she had with her just lived just like behind where they were waiting. So she walked home in the opposite direction, this other friend. So as Shauna started the short walk home down Reed Street, she cut past a corner where the street lights flickered. And a few blocks away, she would have turned on to West 1st Street, which is the last stretch before her house. But she never made it home. The last person to see Shauna was a teenager named Dan Hoover, who was driving by with friends. They saw a man grab a girl off the street and lift her up and carry her towards a waiting car that they looked to be red, but it was dark. At first they thought it was a prank, but like someone fooling around for Halloween, so they kept driving. But when the girl started kicking and screaming as they kept driving away, they realised it wasn't a joke. They slowed down, but the car just sped off, and they just instantly lost sight of the car. And also, I think they were all kind of thinking, was it a prank? Was it just, they were a bit, they weren't sure. So when Shauna didn't come home that night, her mother, frantic with worry, called the police. Officers did the whole, maybe she's just gone to her friend's house. Maybe she stayed out late. But Lucy knew better. Shauna was responsible, and she always came home when she said that she would. At the time she said that she would. By morning, the whole town was searching. Volunteers combed the streets, peered under porches, checked the woods along Oil Creek. Police dogs picked up a scent on the corner of Reed and West 1st Street, and then it vanished, as if she had been put into a vehicle. She was just gone. Flyers went up of Shauna's smiling school photo, short brown hair, bright eyes. Her face was plastered across every telephone pole in the whole county. And for 3 days, hope hung on by a thread. And then on the 29th of October, that fragile thread snapped. A few miles outside of town, at the base of a steep wooded embankment near Coulter's Hole, a man walking along a back road noticed something caught in the brush. At first he thought it was a Halloween decoration, like maybe a mannequin. But it's never a mannequin, and as he got closer, his stomach turned. It wasn't a mannequin. It was Shauna's body. Oh, bless her. Shauna's body was found partially clothed, lying face down in a shallow, rocky stream. The medical examiner later determined that she had been sexually assaulted, beaten, and thrown from the bridge going over the creek.
Oh, fucking hell!
Yeah, and her injuries suggested she may have been alive when she fell.
Oh my god, poor little Smite.
I know. And you just think, if they'd have found her a bit earlier, maybe she might still have been alive, but I don't know if she drowned. I'm not really... They didn't go into it too much. News spread quickly, and parents pulled their children from the trick-or-treating plans that they had that year. The Halloween parade was cancelled, and it was replaced by a candlelight vigil. And when the vigil was being held, everyone had the same question. Who could do this?
Fucking monster.
The police worked around the clock. They interviewed over 1,500 people, so they did put in the work for a little town.
Yeah.
Chasing down every lead, from suspicious strangers to known offenders in the area. But unfortunately, the crime scene offered very few clues. where she was taken from, there was nothing there. And then where her body was found, there were fibres found on Shauna's clothing that didn't match her own, and a few human hairs, but no DNA matches in the early 90s database. And it was a massive source of frustration. And also in 1992, forensic science was still limited compared to what it is now. And DNA testing was very slow, expensive, and not nearly as precise as today. Police knew that the first hours were critical. But as days turned to weeks and weeks into months, the investigation stalled. And the town was just going mental. Everyone was like living on the edge. And as the Halloween decorations came down, curtains stayed drawn, parents began walking their children to school, even if it meant being late or missing work. The murder of a child wasn't something that this town could process, not when the killer was still out there. Yet the police had to face up to the reality that they had no fingerprints, no clear DNA, no murder weapon, just a few hairs and a few traces of fibres, and a handful of kind of conflicting eyewitness accounts. Leads came from all over, and people claimed to have seen like strange cars, suspicious men. One of the people that they interviewed was a man named Ted Walker, who lived just a few blocks down from where Shauna was last seen. He told police that he had spotted a rust-coloured, like reddy-coloured car on the corner of Reed Street, which is where Shauna disappeared. He remembered it clearly because it had been idling with its headlights off, which is weird. Then he tried to get a better look at the driver, but the person in the car saw him and sped away. It was the same description of the vehicle that that others had given that night, a small reddish-brown car, possibly an older model. But still nothing came of it. Months later, as the case faded from headlines, whispers began to spread through the town. People started pointing fingers, theories turned into gossip, and gossip turned into something even darker. Rumours. So, there were rumours of a local prank gone wrong, and another rumour said that maybe Shauna's abduction had been connected to the town's Halloween parade committee. Some said that the killer had meant to scare people but not kill. They kept kind of blaming the wrong people.
Sexual assault's not a prank, though. It's not.
I know exactly. I think this is why. I don't know how much was released to the public, though, at the time.
Fair enough if they didn't know that part, because...
I think it was. I think at least that they might not have gone into detail about it. I think it was, but... So by 1993, the case had gone completely cold. But detectives refused to give up. They kept all the samples and stored evidence, and they waited, hoping that one day technology or a confession might reveal the truth. And for years, the people of that town lived with their kids. The kids weren't allowed to walk anywhere alone anymore, and the street where Shauna vanished remained a silent scar and a reminder how safety can disappear in a single moment. As the years passed, Shauna's family couldn't bear to live there anymore, so they moved away, unable to bear the memories. The once bustling main street grew quieter. But one person never stopped searching, Detective Dennis Peterson, who had been on the case since day one. So we need a Dennis to get going. Come on, Dennis. Every year, on the anniversary of her death, Peterson would pull the file out, and he'd flip through the photo statements, fibres, hairs, and anything that might reveal what they'd missed. And in 2001, nearly a decade later, he'd got a call that would change everything. The Pennsylvania State Police had been running old evidence through their new DNA database, which is the CODIS database. It's like the very, very, very large DNA database that they use now. Which didn't exist back in 1992. And one of the hairs found on Shauna's body finally produced a partial DNA match. The profile led them to a man named James O'Brien, a name that hadn't been on anyone's radar for years. James had grown up in Oil City. He and his brother Timothy O'Brien were known troublemakers. They were small-time criminals who spent years in and out of jail for burglary, assault, and kidnapping. Yes, fucking kidnapping.
Jesus. That's not small-time crime.
Yeah. No, I think that's big time is kidnapping.
That's pretty
big one, is that? And also assault's quite big.
Yeah.
I don't know. So in 1989, 3 years before Shauna's murder, the brother had abducted a woman and driven her to a remote area. She managed to escape, but both men served prison time. And when they were released, they came straight back to Oil City. Police brought James in for questioning, and he denied everything. They'd actually questioned them back in 1992, but it came back that they were incarcerated at the time, that they couldn't have done it, because they were a bit of a suspects.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, they should have gone straight to those guys by the sound of it.
And actually what they ended up doing was, they was like, well, it's weird, how's this coming back if they were supposedly incarcerated at the time? So, lovely Dennis there went and rang wherever they were supposed to be in jail and was like, can you check your records, please, and make sure that these were in jail, because we were told they were in jail at this time. And they checked and they fucking weren't. They had bonded out.
Oh, shit.
And anyway, so they brought James in for questioning. He denied everything. He had claimed that he didn't even remember the night that Shauna had disappeared, but DNA was enough to dig deeper. As detectives re-examined old witness reports, one name kept appearing alongside the O'Brien brothers, a Eldred Ted Walker, the very same man who had reported seeing the rust-coloured car all those years ago.
Yeah.
It turned out that Walker wasn't just a witness, he was involved. But he had to make himself part of it.
Psychotic piece of shit.
Drama, clearly.
It's one of those, they always visit the scene of the crime. Had to make himself a witness. And also, if you're part of it, wouldn't you say, the car was blue? I don't know, wouldn't you have said a colour that it wasn't? I don't know.
Yeah, like insane. But they like the God complex, don't they?
And
they like
maybe.
to look like they're doing something to help.
So after intense questioning, Walker finally broke. He confessed that on the night of the 27th of October 1992, he had been the one to grab Shauna off the street. He said it was supposed to be a Halloween prank, a plan he cooked up with the O'Brien brothers to scare a child. Scare a child. A scaring a child is jumping out with a mask on. It's not picking the child up and putting it in a car.
No.
And then everything else that happened afterwards.
Absolutely.
They were just supposed to scare the child and make the town think that there was a kidnapper on the loose. But what started as a very, very, very cruel joke had turned into something unimaginably horrific. And according to Walker, after he pulled Shauna into his car, he drove her to a nearby house, the one that was the O'Brien brothers, and he claimed that he left her there alive, and he thought that was the end of it. I just don't believe any of that. Oh, I'm just going to kidnap this child and drop you off at this random brothers' houses. But what happened inside that house was worse than... That was just not a joke. Evidence would later show that Shauna had been held captive overnight, sexually assaulted, and then driven to the bridge outside of town where she was thrown into the ravine below. The O'Brien brothers denied it all and insisted Walker was lying to save himself. But the DNA don't lie.
DNA don't lie.
And the hairs found on Shauna's body and the fibres from her clothing matched the O'Brien brothers' home. And when the arrests were finally made in 2002, 10 years after Shauna's murder, Oil City stopped in its tracks. People gathered on the street corners whispering the same stunned sentence. They lived right here. They lived basically where she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
James and Timothy O'Brien, both in their 30s by then, were charged with kidnapping, rape and murder. Ted Walker was cut a deal, pleading guilty to third-degree murder and kidnapping in exchange for testifying against the brothers. And the trial began in 2004. The courtroom was packed every day. Parents who had once warned their kids about strangers now sat feet away from the men who had grown up in the same neighbourhood. So they weren't really strangers. Men who had once waved at them from across the street. And when Walker took the stand, his voice trembling as he recounted what happened that night, he described how James had urged him to grab a girl so that they could scare her and scare the town, and how he'd snatched Shauna as she walked home, believing they'd let her go, apparently. When he returned to the O'Brien house the next day, Shauna was gone. And Walker had claimed James had told him that she's been taken care of. In quotes. When the prosecution presented the forensic evidence, the DNA, the hairs, the matching fibres, the jury didn't take long to decide. After 12 years, countless interviews, and a town's worth of heartbreak, justice was finally served. In September 2005, James and Timothy O'Brien were convicted of second-degree murder, kidnapping, and involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, so rape, basically. They were both sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Fucking get in there. And also Walker was sentenced to 20 to 40 years, which, yes. I was worried that he was going to get off for like 6 years. But no. Sometimes I do find American sentencing a little bit better than what it is in the UK and France. Most of the time. So, for Shauna's family, the verdict brought closure, but not peace. Her mother, Lucy, said during a press interview, "I waited 12 years for this day, but no sentence can bring Shauna back. They took everything from her and from us." To this day, the bridge where Shauna was found stands as a quiet reminder of that loss. Locals still leave flowers there every October, white roses and small pumpkins in her memory. Aww, little love. And every Halloween, when the leaves turn and the nights grow cold, the story of Shauna still echoes through Oil City. Parents hold their children a little closer, and porch lights burn a little brighter. And the community remembers that safety, once it's lost, is never really truly the same again.
No.
And there we are.
Well, shit.
Shit, indeed. Big shit.
Horrible. But I'm so glad that DNA got better and they managed to get the shits that did it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They can fucking rot in hell. Seriously. Yeah. Put them away. Throw away the key. In fact, just get the fucking guillotine out.
How can a family be so scummy that both brothers are bad? Just
awful.
Yeah, absolutely shocked. There aren't any words. It's just a fucking awful.
It is horrible. I'm a bit limited on Halloween murder stories because I've already done one of the most famous ones, the Candyman one, the one with the pixie sticks.
Mm.
That was ages ago.
That was one of our early ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, these types of cases, they make us uncomfortable because we're all mums, but that little love deserves that we talk about her. So
yeah, definitely.
And we just suck it up.
I know, awful. But they're in prison. I haven't actually checked to see if they're out. I don't think they're out or anything, but it did say that it was without the possibility of parole. But I do find when people have been in prison for a while, sometimes they randomly you can go free now. I don't know.
One.
Maybe not something after that heinous.
No,
horrible,
I wouldn't think. I would bloody hope not.
I hope not. No,
Stupid death. Stupid death. Hopefully next time it gets them.
Yeah. She must have been so fucking scared. It's
poor
So
love.
scared. I know, awful. Poor girl.
Yeah.
Poor girl. Would you like a little light relief?
In the fucking would.
Of a chat story?
Jupiter.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Becky.
Thanks, Boo.
If your anxiety about your kids wasn't already high enough, there we are.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit more.
So,
go on.
are you ready?
Give it to
As
me.
I'll ever be.
This is called the Harvest Lantern. The wind had teeth that Halloween night. Sharp, cold and biting.
See what you did
Maple
there,
Street.
ChatGPT. Good metaphor.
Maple Street was empty now. Every porch light dark, except one, Ellie's. She was 16, too old for trick-or-treating, but too restless for sleep. Her parents were at a party, her brother snoring upstairs, and the house felt hollow. Too still, like it was holding its breath. Then came the knock. 3 slow, deliberate raps. Ellie froze. Midnight. Who knocks at midnight on Halloween?
Trick-or-treaters.
She waited,
It's
heart
rude.
pounding.
Bet.
They didn't knock again, but she could hear something. A faint, wet sound.
Oh, not a wet sound.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like someone breathing through mud.
Oh, well, that was a good sound effect that I just did then.
She went to the window. Nothing but fog and the shadow of a single jack-o'-lantern sitting on her porch. She hadn't carved it. She knew she hadn't. Its grin was jagged, as if cut with a shaking hand. The eyes were too deep, and the candle inside pulsed like a heartbeat.
Dun-dum. Dun-dum.
She opened the door
Dun-dum.
just an inch.
Dun-dum.
Who's there? A whisper
That was a weird echo.
floated up the fog, not the frog.
Yeah,
More for the harvest.
Ooh.
One more for the harvest. The candle flared. The flame inside twisted, coiled like something alive. The smell of rot rolled out of the pumpkin. Not sweet decay of fruit, but something darker. Flesh. The flame flickered faster. And for an instant, Ellie saw something inside the pumpkin. A face, half melted, screaming behind the light. She slammed the door, locked it, ran upstairs. The light went out. The air grew thick and hot. She could hear something moving through the hallway.
Clammy.
A
Was it
dragging
clammy?
sound, like a wet cloth over wood.
Oh, that was good.
everything
I got that
wet?
right. Why is everything wet?
Her phone screen flickered to life. A message appeared though no number showed. Light the lantern, or it will light you.
Hello.
The front door creaked open by itself. The jack-o'-lantern was sitting inside now, dripping wax and something darker onto the carpet.
Ugh.
She tried to scream, but the flame inside the pumpkin flared blinding white, and the sound died in her throat. Her skin burned cold, and then she felt something tugging, pulling from inside out, like an invisible hand reaching through her eyes and her mouth.
Shit.
When her parents came home later, the house was silent. On the porch sat a single jack-o'-lantern, still warm. The face was carved in a perfect detail. A girl's wide, frozen eyes and a mouth locked in mid-scream. The candle flickered once, and the second flame lit beside it. 2 faces now burnt from within. The whispering wind hissed something. The harvest is never done. But that story is.
That was quite good. I could see the lantern there.
The pumpkin ate her
wild.
face.
Pumpkin
Crazy.
I think it killed her, mate.
Did you put the prompt in
yeah.
and then say, make it moist? Because there's a lot of wetness going on in that.
Despite what you two think, I don't always want things moist. I think
Thank
Chat
you.
GPT is looking at my algorithm, and I like a waterfall.
Making it wet.
Making it
Making it
wet.
rain. Pumpkin juice.
Anyway, Tash, to finish off, just
Emma.
to make you happy, I did get some words that I have definitely slipped in the podcast. In
I
fact,
love it when you slip it in.
slip it in, and I did it so smooth. In fact, not just 1 or 2, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 6 words and 1 phrase.
Flange was definitely one of them.
Flange was 1. Becky, any ideas?
Moist.
Moist was another.
Oh, I wish I'd have paid attention more.
Clammy. Clammy was 1.
Clammy.
Scuttle. Scuttle. Scurry.
Scuttle. Yeah. Scuttle was 1. Yeah. Snazzy. Snazzy was another one.
Oh,
I love snazzy. Snazzy.
Mongoose. Mongoose. And the one that I'm the most proud of because it went in so smoothly, agitate your bags.
Agitate your bags. You did very well. Very well indeed. I also had one.
Oh, go on.
And mine was a phrase. Any guesses?
None. None whatsoever. So you were very smooth.
So I edited it a little bit.
Oh, no, that's not
I'm not allowed.
Let's just get things straight here. This is my game. So I make the rules.
Okay, all right.
Go on, tell me that, and then I've got to tell you something. Go on, say it.
Stupid death. Hope next time isn't you. But I said stupid death. Hope next time it is you.
Okay. I did think that was a weird thing to say. I was like, why are you saying that? I was going to edit that out if I'm being honest, but I'll have to keep it in. I'm
Why'd
not.
you edit me?
Well, I do sometimes when you talk
Rude.
shit.
Yeah. I got some words, but I completely forgot what we were supposed to do with them.
We'll keep them
So
for
I'll
next
keep them
time.
for next time.
Yeah.
I was like,
keep
oh yeah,
them
I've got
for
these
next
words. I'll
time.
give these to Tash. I'm sure it was Tash that wanted them. I completely
Well, it
forgot
doesn't
why
matter.
we
Any of
had
us
them.
can have them. It's fine.
Okay.
You
I'll
could have
keep
just
these.
slipped them in. Next time, just slip them in, Becky.
Just slip it in.
Slop them in.
That's what we like.
Schlopper. There we are.
Schlopper.
There's one.
Slopper? Where the fuck are you fitting that?
I've just done it now. Schlopped it in there.
Okay, we'll try and slop it in next time.
Anyway,
Right,
let's leave
well-
these lovely people.
It's been a mosh. I'm going to go sort
It's
out my
been a
broth now.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope it's
So until next
fantastic.
time, stay safe.
Don't kill people.
And keep it weird.
Adios, amigos.
Happy Halloween.
Take your bags.
Goodbye, my
Chillers and
friend.
serial
Stay tall
killers,
and polite.
where the chills meet the laughter spillers. Spooky, funny, strange, but true. They'll be back in 2 weeks for you.
It's Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 Halloween.
Halloween. Halloween.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyway.